Yoga for healing. Grand day, grand day, grand day. All well wishes, manifestations, all those things of your higher self, for your better, for my better, sending all love. There's a lot going on. This shift, the spring equinox, these cycles, choices, wars within wars within wars. And it's up to each one of us that decide, that has that spark, that inner power, that knowledge, that nudge, to go and search, to feed that hunger that we have in us of the truth, of knowing why we are here, why we came back, what is our purpose, paying off that debt, breaking generational curses, having and leaving abundance for 7 generations. You say you're a divine feminine, you're a woman. Understand the weight, the responsibility that you carry for your lineage, your family. Too many families you can recognize. They always say, when Big Mama or Grandma or Mom is no longer there, why does everything seem to fall? And some wish that they had listened more carefully. Because the wisdom and the knowledge that they had, they don't have it anymore. We are told that we are all connected. We are all interconnected. Each individual doing the work, we are connected to not just the people, the human flesh, this desk, this stone, the picture. It's all energy, different forms. We talk about reincarnation and how the energy is used. Most do not understand or understand how lucky they are to come back in the human flesh and not be a toilet seat. Or to not return here because we learned the lessons. Paid off the debt. And now they look at us funny because we're like, you got cootie, stay over there. Because we don't want to dirty up our energy. We're not trying to take on anybody else's karmic debt or for anyone to hinder ours. What I've just said may be rambling, but there's a lot going on. Just various thoughts that's crossed my mind as I've meditated and thinking. Holy Spirit Divine, what is it that we need to know? A metamorphosis, mirage. Embrace the tender transition between past forms and future possibilities, as illuminated by the transformative butterfly. Embracing the transition, the space between what you once were and what you're growing to be. And those things are seen when you're going through the transformation. Maybe some think it's a mirage, but it's a metamorphosis. They see it changing, but they're not aware of what it's changing into. They see what's above the surface, what is shown, but they don't see what's deeper within. Maybe, I don't know, we definitely need more on this, because there's a lot there too, with the word metamorphosis and mirage. What else is it that we need to know? We'll definitely be pulling cards to see what these are. Cutting edge. Slice through obstacles and carve a path toward your dreams. Okay, I'm seeing where this is going. The acceptance of change. The balance of even being in two realms, above and below. Having that connection. Oh, I'm getting it more now, yes. What else is it that we need to know? This is going to be a good message, I can already tell. I'm liking the energy. Embrace solitude. Reflect deeply for survival. Keep your mind open as answers reveal lessons in the quiet of introspection. I'm loving this. Because it starts out with us embracing the tender transition between that past form of our old self, but we're still ourselves, but we're only taking with us the higher self, leaving the karmic energy, the evil, vindictive of the shadow side, the hurt that wants to cause more hurt to others. They always say, hurt people. We don't like that excuse, because making a little logo, hurt people, only gives it power. And it gives them an excuse to say, well, I was hurt, causing stagnation. We assisting in the curse of their mind of stagnation, allowing an excuse that falls back into ego and emotions that get you nowhere. You have to embrace the transition between your past self and what you knew and what you thought you knew, and unlearning the false, unlearning the programming, unlearning the conditioning that we grew up on, our parents grew up on. Not feeding into the lies of telling our children of the story of the fairy coming to leave money for a tooth, but not telling and studying and researching where those stories come from and what is the truth. It's time to get off the bandwagon of illusion and programming and being conditioned, and to start studying. This is what assists with that metamorphosis. If you're going to unlearn the lie, what truth are you going to place there that is the truth? You have to cut the edges of that box and remove yourself, slicing through the obstacle and carve a pathway towards your dreams. Reflect deeply for survival. Keep your mind open as answers reveal lessons in the quiet of the introspection. That is why we're guided to isolate, to protect energy. We may get a Four of Pentacles. Sometimes, a lot of times, that card represents that for me, of keeping my own energy, using it for myself. And the music stopped. I don't know why. And I got 3 copyright on all videos I did yesterday. And I play no copyright music. So I don't understand. Trust the process. And I do. Embrace uncertainty. Have faith in the journey unfolding before you. And we get the example. We get a little bit more quiet time. I call quiet time sometimes just listening to the wind or listening to the rain, watching the snow fall, or just sitting and closing my eyes. Meditation is a very good vacation. Fantasyland at the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh. Make sure everyone involved is being realistic and on the same page. You can color a beautiful array. Everybody's doing their own thing, being vibrant, spreading love, sharing, caring, raising their vibration, being honest, being realistic, understanding that they are here for themselves, not here to put on a show, not here to see how rich they can get by manipulating others, stepping on others, rubbing elbows. If you think about it, you're here breathing air, walking, breathing the way that we are designed. And you think that you're only here to have babies, shake your ass, eat up everything, and then die, and then come back and do it again? Make it make sense. Where do you go after you close your eyes in that last breath? You think that you don't exist anymore because you're not in the 3D? What? Okay. Holy Spirit, what do we need to know about this metamorphosis mirage? Putting in that work, work, work. Putting in that work, work, work. Dedication. Making progress. Showing your work. Showing the universe what you mean. Action. See, I don't understand why and how we got far away from word is bond and showing and proving. Everybody just so glassy-eyed and just, ooh, that's pretty, ooh, that's shiny. and forgot about the damn real. And then they see others putting in the work, not caring and needing validation. And they get envious, jealous. They think they're seeing a mirage. You can't be real. Oh, really? Okay. Night and day. Balance. Putting in the work. What is this? 8 of Pentacles. 5 of Swords. You're not fighting with anyone. You have no conflict, no rivalry. And you don't use manipulation. Sideways. 4 of Cups wants to fall out. Boredom. You're bored with these offers of these competitors that see you putting in the work and want to say that you're just a mirage. You're an illusion. Because you embrace the transition between your past form and your future. Because, see, they want to say, oh, if you're love and light and you're your higher self, why are you using those swear words? You curse every day and don't even know it. You say good morning, not knowing it's a curse. And you celebrate your happy birthdays every day, just wheeling them in. Oh, I can't wait for my next birthday. Okay, and meanwhile, you're not making any progress, but you're getting older. Okay. Cutting edge. Slicing through the obstacles and carve a path. They think that you're naive because you're sitting and relaxing. They think that you're distracted, being careless and reckless because they don't see you. Cutting edge. What is this Fool reverse, Holy Spirit Divine? You're not taking any offers. You're staying to yourself, and they think that you're being reckless because they don't know what you're doing. What is this Fool reverse? Oh. I'm seeing how that is. Exactly. With Justice at the bottom of the deck. Those that you have not taken these offers from, seeing you cutting through the edge, not being like others, making your own path and making progress, they think that you're being reckless. Because you're recuperating, relaxing, and they think because you're at home alone, maybe making your own path, that you are a snob. They don't realize that while you're resting and recuperating, staying connected to Source, being in solitude with yourself, your higher self, your ancestors, your spirit guides, and studying maybe things that interest you. They think that you have some kind of mental issues. Okay, but this is going to bring in justice. Because you embrace the solitude. Give me a card on this 9 of Cups reverse and 9 of Swords reverse. Okay. They thought that you were limited because you were standing by yourself. They thought that they had already ended you. But you only embraced solitude. Because you did not take any offers, they thought you were out here, or they told those lies. While you were just minding your business, staying to yourself. They were telling themselves all kinds of things to make themselves feel better because you kept them at bay and ended that interaction. You protected yourself. You went through the transformations. And you embraced the solitude. Yeah, and you're not accepting any offers. You're not accepting this Knight of Cups energy that wants to come in and romance you. That's no temperance, off balance, and only wants you to pour into their cup. They want to come in with a breadcrumb just to come in and spy and see what's going on. They know that they could depend on you. They just need to make a kind gesture, and then they would be all set. You would pour into them. Trust the process, and we do. You get that Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. If this ain't clear about not caring what a mother sucker say, and you keeping your head down, showing the universe, staying connected, putting in your work, not accepting these false offers, not being in conflict with fools, taking a route that they may call a cutting edge because your connection, they can see your power. And so they want to go around and say, you crazy. You naive. You so gullible. And they want to say that you're unhappy because you're sitting and resting and rejuvenating, contemplating in self-protection and rejuvenation in your own sanctuary. Jupiter and Libra. Balance, baby. And another note on that. When a reader reads out a zodiac, it is the energy. Too many of y'all are hearing signs and attaching faces to them when they're energies within all of us. They could be speaking about you if you have Libra in a prominent spot in your zodiac sign, in your chart, in your natal chart. Because I'm peeping a Libra having an attitude, some kind of issue with Virgo. But when I hear and see myself, that Virgo got balance, but not all. But you know who you are. Those that were doing all that gossiping, not realizing that you were learning to cope and facing life. You found help from source with all the swords that you saw being thrown. How you knew and could see, and you were being told as you were guided, how those that did not want you to be happy, they didn't want you to have any kind of help of any kind. They wanted you to feel stuck and limited. They wanted you to feel very uneasy. And they wanted you to feel like you needed to always look over your shoulder and be all abusive to anybody that approached you, to cause a fast ending to any relationship, whether it's good or bad. They wanted you to be conflict either way. They did not like that you were embracing the solitude and not accepting these offers so that you would pour into their cups, help them balance out. But instead, you embrace the solitude, you trust the process, and you end up with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups because you listened. You kept your imagination, your love vibrant. They couldn't trap you. They couldn't keep you stuck in your head because you embraced the changes. And they are really pissed off because they tried everything. Everything. If you can't see this, they tried everything. They were cutting edge. Cutting edge and trying to cause obstacles, and you slice through them. They could think what they wanted, right? Because you trusted the process. You caused the transformation and endings because you pushed forward. Transition. Moving on a journey at the bottom of the deck. Security, potential, support, comfort. You were sitting in that in solitude. They didn't know it. This rivalry, this Five of Swords sideways that's been blocked by Source, and you're not taking these offers because you're doing your work. You're showing the universe what you wanted, and it is coming. Planning, dominion, courage, decisions, Two of Wands, duality, balance. They thought that you were stagnated, but you were sitting, listening for the word. When to go, when to not go. Woo! Oh, I'm seeing some. Am I having this upside? Yeah. Let me turn these over real quick because I like to start with them all the same way. And I saw a couple of them that are not facing the same. Majority are. That might have been it. The rest are good. I know I was checking them while they were upside down, but come on. Yeah. Just to show you guys. You guys are like, why is she looking at them? And they're all upside down. Because when I turned them over, there was one that was in the wrong direction. That was, never mind. Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You have that spark, that passion. You have the energy and the inner willpower. You're headed toward this new beginning. You've gone through the initiation of doing the work, breaking the generational curses, paying off karmic debt, while not trying to make more karmic debt, staying in a cycle. What do we need to know about this Fool in reverse? Ace of Cups comes out. You knew that you had an unconditional love and abundance coming in, taking this leap that they thought you would be gullible, naive. But they didn't understand that you were being guided. Every lie they want to tell, the universe got another story for them. They wanted you trapped in the Eight of Swords. Here it comes popping up again. They wanted you helpless. And what did the Most High, the universe, show them? You with the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Y'all better understand, they're making this clear. They wanted you unhappy. They didn't want you to have any opportunities of prosperity. They wanted to block your divine gifts. They didn't want you to see them coming. They wanted you trapped. But they didn't realize that you could see because you're being guided. You're paying attention to what is being said. Not by others, but by your spirit guides, your spirit team, the universe. 10 of Wands, they wanted to make it feel heavy. But you were at a 7 of Wands, defending and protecting your own territory. Everything they tried, the universe said, you a lie. They couldn't trap you. You ended the cycle. You embraced the solitude. You did not accept any of their pitiful offers. They began to bore you. You kept it moving, embracing the solitude, because you were not about to be in conflict. That was your way of solving and dodging a bullet. Because you were the 6 of Swords, transitioning, moving on, taking the steps forward. What do we need to know about this 5 of Wands, that energy that's been blocked? Wow. Ace of Swords, truth, clarity, and clear vision. A breakthrough has been made. That they are in a ruin. While you trusted the process and are sitting in Ace or headed toward the Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Well, they are at a 10 of Swords. Give me one card on this Ace of Pentacles, because we trusted the process. You walked away. You trusted the process and you walked away. And the universe has 2 hands of gifts that you will be receiving. Because you are in the King of Wands energy. You saw the vision. You had the courage. You took the leadership. And you took the movement using your own power going forward. Staying in control. Staying in order of the universe and universal law. You moved how you were guided to move. Using your leadership skills. And having such a great imagination. And we're going to leave this one right here. I'm loving this because it is showing the duality of those that do and those that don't. Peace.